Okay, so the idea is that what we come here with as a baby is our essence. Essence is what is true. What is true, and what we come here with already. Bam. That's essence. And however, as we are socialized and conditioned and parented in society, programs pour in of, verbal instructions, how to be and all of that, which are necessary. So we receive all this information that basically the essence is not completely blank slate, but is kind of more like a blank slate with some inner tendencies, and then personality starts to develop, by, you can see what we love about kids and toddlers and 3 or 4 or 5. We love that because they are in essence, they are very much in essence, and it's what's true, and it has a certain frequency of aliveness and spontaneity, inner freedom. I don't give a shit so much about what other people think, and it's creative, it's dancing, is expressing, is yelling, but then starts pouring in programs through direct instructions, as well as through osmosis. The child observing mommy and daddy and everyone else that is reactive, is fighting, is expressing negative emotions, so it starts to develop these programs, conditioning, personality starts to grow. And you can see already by 8 or 9, something is different. They are less sweet and less kind of spontaneous, and it's already, you start to see some shit happening, and the TV and the social media, and now there's like 5-year-old girl who starts to be like Britney Spears, so also personality is what is added later. Yeah, it's added through education, it's added through osmosis. We develop some of these patterns and some of the deficiency stories of our family. Personality is formed also through wounding. Basically, what is being wounded? Yeah, I've been wounded, shocked, hurt. What was wounded? The essence was wounded. And then the essence, or the human being, the being essence, is very resilient, so it's adaptable. It's wounded, but is very strong, so it adapts. So, okay, since parents are like that, and it's not okay to be loud, it's not okay to express feelings, it's, we develop some patterns of adaptation, strategic adaptation. Yeah, this is personality. These are big chunks of our personality. Like we're now less free, less, and I'm cautious. I'm more careful. I am holding back as a child. So personality is formed through wounding and ensuing adaptations, and also all of this wounding, they create this sense of deficiency identity for most people. Something wrong with me, so me wrong, me bad, me not good enough, and this is all personality. And in the system, in the fourth way, when I say the system, it means the fourth way system. In this fourth way, it's called false personality. It's like what we are not, and it's not It's what we are not that. And so what happens in the West, and now I think it happens everywhere because the whole society is kind of westernized. All right, so I'll back up a little bit. What should have happened is that our essence is met by people in essence who have more developed essences. They are mature essence. The essence is meant to grow up, to get stronger, wiser, intelligent. But essence, well, another word for essence will be the authentic nature, the spontaneity, what's true. Essence is some innate tendencies, innate configuration, innate propensities, which are, where do they come from? It's based on some typology. You know, some people are more jovial and they like people and all of that. Some people are more like kinetic and they are engineering and sports and all of that. Some people are more abstract, intellectual. That's their essence. You know, some people are more musically inclined. So essence is also come with this machine, and perhaps maybe some past life, some kind of our core psychic true tendencies are stored. And although the baby is a baby, actually you see the babies are pretty different. They have some different flavor. And in an ideal world, essence should grow and becomes mature, developed, strong, wise, loving, develops a sense of purpose, a mission, and clarity, and a role here, and what I'm doing. However, this westernized world, essence, the education is meant to develop personality in our so the essence, the education system develops personality. Yeah, even from the harmless thing like that, the mother is really trying to be a good mother and says, oh, look, this is an oak tree. This is this. This is color red. This is like that. And then the mother thinks that this is going to be very helpful and is going to be a smart child. And yeah, we have to learn these words. Yeah, it's unavoidable. However, now we don't actually deal with the oak tree. So we don't see the thing. It's just, oh, it's oak tree. It's a label, you know. So in our day and age, essence is ignored, doesn't have nourishment, and all the education and all the society and the fact that everybody is preponderantly in false personality. So we develop our personality. Yeah. So what's happening in the personality, we have all of this I'm deficiency stories or inflated stories. I'm better, I'm special, I'm bad, I'm rotten, I can't be myself, I have to be nice, I can't do this, what will they think of me? All of this in the fourth way they call inner considering. It's a type of phenomena that is very stressful and people enslaving. Is like trying to be in a certain way so people are liking me and trying to avoid being disliked and trying to get approval, trying to get recognition, trying to be okay. People, they think I'm okay. And I'm trying to be in a certain way to be seen in a good light and trying to avoid being judged or disliked. So, you know, all this thing is personality. You know, the child doesn't have that. So what happens is that instead of essence to grow, basically essence for most people remains stunted at the age of 5, 6, or 7, and then instead of the essence driving our life, being in charge, and you see maybe American Indian movies or tribal, you can see that the adults or they are different. It's like less complicated. You know, essence is simple, spontaneous, no dilemmas, is direct, is bam, you know. You can see animals, all animals are in essence, you know, the cats, the tiger, they are in essence, but also animals, they don't have false personality. Maybe some dogs and some stuff, they start to spend a lot of time with humans, they develop a certain personality, they've been humanized in a certain way. So essence remains stunted due to the fact that the educational system and the adults don't nourish it, and false personality is encouraged and developed in the intellect, and a lot of complications, machinations, and then judgment, self-judgment, the superiority, inferiority, self-pity, self-deprecation, and then it grows and grows and more. So now essence that was supposed to be what's true, the authentic me, to develop and grow, is pushed in a corner, and then there are all these layers and layers and layers of false personality that create the sense of me as me, Mihai. That's more like the personality. Now, also, often the personality is very different than our essence. It's very different and kind of stifles it. Yeah, so the more personality is stifling, oppressing essence, and the more division is between what we really are and the personality, the more there's this gap, the more suffering we have. And then the people that come to psychotherapists, regular psychotherapists, so the clinical cases are cases where the essence is really starving and the personality is really big and tortured. It's very tortured. So from one angle, even ego psychology can be helpful. Basically what ego psychology, psychology in sleep, what can do is to help the person to get a little bit closer to their essence and to live from essence. And diminish some of these tortured imaginary problems of the personality. Yeah, so that's what psychotherapy can do. Perhaps I don't think it does it much, because the psychotherapist is in personality also and all of that. So okay, now essence is as almost like two aspects. There's the outer layer of the essence, which is, you know, some people ask me, I don't even know who I am. I don't know who I am. I mean, I don't know what I am, you know. And yes, we don't know who we are because we don't know our true self, but I don't even go there with people like, hey, you know, you are the awareness, that's universal, divine being. I'm like, no, that's too esoteric, it's too advanced, it's not going to do much. What they are saying, they are asking me, I don't know who I am. Basically, I'm so used to going against my essence and I don't know what to trust in myself. And so from one angle, the essence, the outer layer of essence is the true yes and no. So people told me, I don't know, you know, they do some work with me, they're trauma, now they're getting better, but as they are getting better, they are telling me that I don't know who I am. I don't know who I am. So I try to make it simple. Hey, try to be more present and you will get each time a yes and a no. And try to listen to the yes and a no in oneself. And sometimes could be a false yes and a false no, but the more aware we are, then it becomes more clear. So what you are is just follow the true yes and honor the no. and then you're safe. You know, it's on the right track. Okay, so the outer layer of the essence is this unique configuration. Like, you know, you're blonde, you know, I'm a taller, skinnier guy, and I more kinetic inclined, and, you know, whatever, some inner tendencies and genuine preferences and talents and gifts and all of that. That's the true spontaneity, the authentic nature of Krista, of Melinda, of Ioana, you know. The more we live from that and let them be in charge, the more we are more happy. Actually, we are more happy. But that's very hard to live from essence, because a personality is running the show. So for most people in the state of sleep, essence is passive and false personality is active. And this in itself is suffering. Our evolution is blocked. We can get smarter, we can get PhD, we can invent great things, we can, but still it's the false personality, you know, and is cannot be happy. It's contradictions. Also, the personality in the system, in the fourth way, they are sub-personalities. So now the IFS thing, the parts work, is true. So when they talk about all these parts, many of them are sub-personalities of personality. And also they are contradictory to each other. They fight each other, judge each other, they hide for each other. I don't want to see this, and I'm trying to be like that. I'm trying to be more like this, you know? Okay, the inner layer of essence, the essence of the essence. The essence of the essence is awareness, is the being, which is spirit, pneuma, spirit. The being, the presence. Now, what they say in the teachings is that the essence of the essence, that is asleep. When they say that people are asleep, means that presence doesn't know itself. Awareness is like the invisible band, doesn't know itself. We are it all the time, is aware, even in dreams. You can tell me what dreams you had last night. What was aware of the dreams? It's the awareness, the essence of the essence, yeah? So when we say it's asleep, is that doesn't know itself, and it's in a low state of consciousness where it's constantly identify with thoughts, with feelings, with personality, yeah? So the awakening work is to do what we've been doing last few weeks, to somehow, although we didn't know why, but we try to get more present and to have more attention, and to, yeah, this jump starts the essence of the essence. And now we see more, we see more in the inner world. And now the work is we are invited to, okay, now we are more aware, we need to diminish our false personality. We need to diminish it. The aim is to, through consciousness work, various exercises and practices, understanding and like this, is that we bring awareness to the false personality, to the most painful aspects. And through being aware of them and seeing them objectively and processing some stuff, they start to collapse, they start to diminish. So personality, instead of being completely running the show, and personality is me, you know, whenever I say I am bad, I am not good enough, I am better than you, whatever, this is personality identity, yeah? It's not Yeah. So the work is to diminish our false personality, but we can't diminish it if we are asleep. So Gurdjieff would say, no work can be done in sleep. So first need to get a little bit more conscious, and then we are instructed by many teachings, not just the fourth way. Many teachings kind of very similar. Okay, these deficiency stories, these patterns, these judgments, that's judgments about ourselves, judgments about the world, comparison, this, what would they think of me, all of this. There are certain core areas that we are instructed in the teachings to, hey, whenever this comes, be aware of it, don't feed it. Yeah. So the work is to basically observe and study false personality from awareness, which is the real I. It's still kind of asleep, but it starts to be a little bit more conscious. It doesn't know itself. That's what's happening with you all. Your presence doesn't know itself, but it's a little stronger, so it starts to see more what's happening. Yeah, so that's what we are doing. Now, the more false personality diminishes gradually, what happens now? There's now space for the essence to breathe. Now, when false personality is less there, what's left is here. It's our authentic nature and our presence. However, we are not reverting back to this, I'm like a child. Because a child is in essence, but is in essence asleep. Basically, it's in essence, but doesn't know itself and is in fascination. It's naive, it's silly, it's gullible. So we are not going back to that. We can't go back to that. We are coming back to essence in a way that somebody says, hey man, can you really take me to the airport? Or I would like to stay a few more months at your house for free. Is it okay because you're such a nice guy? And the personality, I would be like, oh fuck, it's hard to say no. I like to please people. I don't want him to be upset with me. So I really don't want the guy to stay here. But yeah, that's okay. You see, that's torture. But from essence, it's like, hey man, no. The truth is no. I don't want you here. We can do it in a kind way, in a civilized way, and all that. So we are removing these false layers of suffering, and we are coming back to this, our innate tendencies, but not being naive and gullible. We are aware, and we are adults. So this essence now starts to do what it was supposed to do all along, to grow, to develop, to be running the show. Yeah, the more we live from essence, the less suffering we have. They say that the false personality is called in the fourth way, it's world 96 or hydrogen 96. Let's call it. It has a frequency 96, meaning that you have to obey 96 rules. You have to do this and you don't do that, and make sure they don't judge you, and make sure like this, and make sure that I'm okay, and make sure this, and don't bother people, and I should look good. And you see, there's a lot of stuff that we need to I have to be perfect also, to be perfect, and then I don't want to, whatever. So it's complicated, and it's a lot of pressure. Yeah, essence in the system, they say that's world 24 or hydrogen 24 or frequency 24, meaning it's just 24 rules we have to follow. So, you can imagine, like almost like you guys worked with the people on parole. It's a different reality to have 96 conditions of parole than to just have 24. It's lighter, yeah? It's more freedom, right? So, That's what we are trying to do as an initial step, and for quite some time. The way to diminish or struggle with our false personality is first to become more aware and then to study it, to know it. Yeah, it's very important when we observe these things to not judge it, not to reject it, not to fight it. So we need to observe with benevolent curiosity. Yeah, there's the trap that I'm a little bit more aware. I see these things about I need to be perfect. I'm aware of it, but then I become identified, and then I have personality says, "Oh God, I still have this, man. Fuck, man, I still have this, man. Oh, you're never gonna get over this, you know." So you see, we lose the being aware of it, and now we go into the mind talking about it. Yeah. We already doing that. And in some of you, even without getting into esoteric teaching, we've done some one-on-one work. So we diminish some of the false personality through the processing. Okay, so continuing with this, as personality diminishes, false personality diminishes, then we are more present, more joy, more presence, and more authentic. What's called authentic, that's being more in essence. Yeah, authentic, spontaneous. Less, essence is just living spontaneously. Personality, there's a lot of thoughts about how I should be and how they should be. They should be, I should be. This is complicated. It's very complicated, heavy, stressful. It's yeah. So even if we do that, that's great. People, like, there are still people in the world, like, let's say peasants, or people in Peru, or some people in Romania in some remote village. Now they are people, they are much more in essence. However, the essence is not aware of itself. Basically, they're still asleep, but they are in essence. However, there's much better life, because you don't have 96 masters rules to obey. Yeah. What Gurdjieff was saying is that for the process of awakening, you need to have both. You need to have some personality, because he was explaining, you take some people, some very simple essence peasant or tribal person, and they can't quite evolve further because they don't have enough personality. From one angle, all these teachings is the intellect. You need to have enough sophisticated intellect and sophisticated some kind of conceptual thing in order to get these higher teachings, try to contemplate on them, to apply them in order to clean oneself up. You need this. If one doesn't have personality at all, although one is happier, it cannot grow further. Yeah, but this is not our case. We are all with like much more personality than necessary. There's another aspect, is that through the work, through studying the teachings and practicing, we develop a special kind of a new personality. It's called true personality or work personality. Work. Yeah, which is a good one. It's helpful. Basically, give an example of this true personality. True personality is a part of our personality that has been nourished by the teaching and having results in the work. And we are studying these books, we are contemplating on it, and then something happens, and then I'm spinning in all these thoughts about what will happen, and then I have a thought that says, you know what? Just drop it, man. Just let it go. Just stay here now. Okay, you see, this is the work personality gets activated, and it has the function to remind us to be more conscious. Yeah, so you are developing, all of you developing this true personality or work personality, which is some kind of the inner coach, yeah, that catches you when you are nasty towards yourself. You're like, hey, we're not talking like this, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not talking like this. Or catch yourself judging yourself. You're like, no, just leave it, drop it. Or there's some bad feeling, and this tends to go in the head and all of that, and there comes this impulse like, hey, it's just want to take a few deep breaths and come back to the now. Yeah, and don't resist it, just notice it, allow it. Yeah, so these are called work eyes that are part of our true personality, work personality, which are eyes are still, they are not the presence, but they are coaching us towards being more conscious. So I'm just saying, because this is already not, sounds like a lot of words and theoretical, but this is already developing in you, and it should develop in you. The aim is to diminish and eradicate the false personality. Now, however, we will still have a personality. There is the true personality, as well as this functional role personality, which the difference, why? Because, this is not kingdom of heaven where people are like, hey, brother, I love you. Yeah, you're so beautiful. Yeah, come here. No, it's not like that. They're motherfuckers, they're dangerous, they're tricking you. You have to go work, you have to deal with the boss. You can't be with the innocent inner child, the heart on the sleeve, kumbaya, because you're going to get fucked. And you're going, oh God, I can't believe they do that. So you can't be naive. That's what, Master Jesus said to his disciples, he should be gentle as lambs, innocent, gentle as lambs or as doves, which alludes to essence, but cunning as serpents. Like, don't be fucking naive. Know what you're dealing with, So you still have to go to work, and you're not going to be like, hey, yeah. No, you have to be professional. You're a therapist. You're working for the government. Yeah, but the difference with this type of functional personality or true personality is that, hey, it is useful. It is useful to interface with the world, and also the function of false personality from one angle was to the function of this true personality is to protect the innocence and gentleness of essence, to protect it, but without stifling it, without pushing it. Yeah. So if we do this work more and more, we are going to diminish a lot of this unnecessary suffering, a lot of this stuff I talked about. And then we are more present and in essence. However, we are not stupid or naive. We function. We can deal with stuff without hurting ourselves or others. Yeah. And then what happens is that now personality will become more and more passive. It's going to come less and less. I mean, that's the arc of the work. Personality will become more passive, essence will become more active, and then the next step is for the essence of the essence to be aware of itself. So basically the real I to wake up to itself. And there's more arch, which is more connected to the fourth state of consciousness. So from one angle, I'm not going to go there now. Okay. So thoughts, comments, questions on this? Any question is very important. Part of this type of work is that if you have any question based on studying and applying, it's very important. It's very important to satisfy all the questions. You know, when I was starting this at the beginning, for years I had so many questions, and I was lucky. I had this guy who was a friend of mine. He was older, and I would ask him all the time questions, all the time. And I remember after about 4 years, I was like, you know, John, I don't have questions anymore. Of course, other things happened, so I had other questions later. But anyway, I'm offering you here the space for questions on what we talked.